Hello, how are you doing? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this interaction, this scroll interaction right here in Framer, where the cards go backwards and come forward in Framer. It's a simple trick I learned from Manuel, combining my knowledge of Framer motion and GSAB. So, with all that said, let's get into it. I've created a new file in Framer, call this scroll animation, so I can share this remix file and you can try it out for yourself. One thing you need to understand regarding scroll interactions and animation is the fact that you need to apply sticky scroll. So before we even move on, I'm going to create a fake. Firstly, make this layout. Then I'm gonna give our, let's call this the first scroll frame, scroll or scroll container, or let's call it frame one, or let's call it the hero. Enough talking. It's gonna be fill, duplicate the hero, get this one fits. So it's going to be, hopefully that's what I'm doing, because these are not complex part. The complex part is yet to come. So this is, let's call this the scroll container. This is where we're gonna put the cards that we're gonna scroll container. And now let's make a footer. Bring it way down here. I'll call it footer. Now I'm going to label out this thing so it's going to be easier to understand. So this here is going to be like this. I'm going to get text, the hero, and it's going to be, it's going to be 120 euro. Copy, bring to footer. Now, cool. So that's the center. Now this scroll container is what we're going to do about magic. And to get this done, we need to understand some couple things. We need to understand sticky scroll. We need to understand scroll animations. So I'm going to get into that. Let's fix. We can keep dragging this way. Or you can also use viewports. Give me a second, let me move this thing away. You can also use viewports. So for example now, if you use viewports, come here to viewports, the 100 VH, you can use 200 VH or 300 VH. And the idea of VH is viewport height. So you want how many times you want it to scroll. I think for now, let's leave it this way. We'll figure out what we're going to use. But for now, I just want to show you the cards. So this is the scroll container. And I'm going to get the cards. So frame again. And these are going to be the cards. So card one. I'm going to get this here. Red radius. Let's give it border radius something. This card 2. Give it yellow or orange. Card 3. Give it green. Card 4. Give it blue. Those are good color of cards. Good number of cards. I'm gonna give some. Let's put it inside here. Inside scroll container. We continue to layout and give it fit. Yep. Where is this card? Last card. Okay, so I'm going to change the color again. So red card, orange card, green card, blue card. Always in my layers. Okay. Now I changed it from fixed to fit for a couple reasons though, because I am going to need to, what I need to do is make these cards fill container fill. That thing I want to do is, okay, there's a space in between it. Cool. What else? I'm gonna add a frame to this again. It's gonna be the so I'm gonna add a frame to this. And for this one, we can add like a padding for on all sides. And this one, and give it the feel, give it the fit. So this one has a padding on all sides. This one has. I'm trying to see, like I can't remember exactly what I did. Yeah, so I had screw container. Yeah, basically the same thing. So yeah, this will work. What's the spacing like? 48. Okay, yeah. So now I'm about to check my previous one, and what I realized that I also added padding 48%, 48 padding. So it's not compulsory. You can make it as big or small as you want to go. This works. So now this is just the beginning. One thing I've realized is, let me just show you something now. So before, let's make it sticky first. That's the first step. Make it sticky. So I'm gonna carry all this, select all of this. And move here to sticky. And when it's sticky, you can use like maybe, what's the space up here? 64. You can use like 64. And let's test it. If it's sticky, to steer the top. So you see, nothing's sticking up. Nothing's sticking up. So that's an error there. All we're gonna do, because this is Framer, the way sticky works, or generally on the web generally, is that sticky doesn't like overflow hidden. You have to be overflow visible. So you come over to the desktop to overflow visible. So you try it again now. You see, it's working. It's staying there. Now this is the first step. So I have a code. Wait there, bro. And yeah, you can leave it this way if you want to, but yeah, there are even many interactions you can try with this thing. So one thing you can do, this is segue to what I'm teaching you right now, is that you can come to red one is 64, yellow orange one can be like 72, green one can be like 88, and let's play it. Let's see. It gives this lining up stuff here. If you like that vibe, if you don't like it, it's cool. I'm just showing you stuff. So that's just one. I'm going to remove everything and give it back to 64 again. 64. So now that's sticky. We've covered sticky. Now let's cover the animation. Now for animations to work, we have what we call effects. And Framer, we have different types of animation effects. So people use scroll speed. What I'm gonna use most times is gonna be scroll transform. And this scroll transform is gonna be on scroll, layer in view, section in view. And just to cut the chase, I would have loved to take you through every single one of them, but I'm going to use section and view most of the time. So now, we've not set up this section yet. This I'm going to show you something cool again. So, just like any animation software, or shall I say animation software, the better example for this is GSAP. And because I'm not a GSAP pro yet, but in my next video, or my coming videos, I'm going to talk about GSAP and how I'll be learning it for Webflow Muslims. I'm just going to show you a quick trip I learned from Timothy Riggs regarding GSAP, which is like this. So it's like this is how GSAP works, but there's a way Timothy Riggs did it one time that he used the GSAP settings to. If I can find the video, I'll add it to this video, but I doubt I'll find it anytime soon. So Ctrl A 1440, and this is a timeline. What we're gonna do now is gonna have a timeline frame. So this is gonna be for red card, enter. We're gonna give it what color? Look for the color to give it. You can give it maybe blue or something, purple, and that's for the red card enter. Also, you're gonna come over here again, duplicate it, bring it over here inside, and you call it red card leave. And when you want the card to leave, and this is how you're going to control each of these cards. Doesn't make sense yet, but give me a second. Just stay with me. So now let's give you this. Layout not work well for this, but I'm going to cancel layout. And then both of them to stay inside. So this red card leave, this red card enter. So red card leave can be color so this can also be cancel the color of the background. So this is the timeline. We're going to bring this timeline into the scrolls as this. We're going to give it fill. We're going to give it absolute positioning, and then going to take it to the top. And we're going to take it here, take the top of this one, so we can see it here in the background. So now this red card enter, red card leave, red card enter, and this is going to be our tracker. So it doesn't need to be this big. It can be 10. It can even be as big as you want, like maybe as big as 120. It doesn't really matter. For me, I like to use the small one. This one, they act as markers for me instead of just frames. And you won't understand it yet, but give me a couple seconds. I'm going to show you something. So red card enter. Now we're going to bring this red card enter all the way to want it to enter once here. This is assume. So we're going to give it and this red card leave. Let's give it 10 as well. I want it to leave when it is let's just say that's what we're doing. Let's say that's what we're doing. I want it to leave when it's here. We can always change it later on, but for now, you know what? This needs to be fixed. It enters when it is in the center. Oh my god, I have to use the keypad now. Enters when it's around here, and leaves when it's around I guess so. So now we'll come over to red card enter. We'll come on to scroll section, call it red enter. And when it's about to leave, so come over there, we're going to give it red leave. This was the best way I found to do this thing, so just bear with me for a second. So you come to section and view. And you're going to have to play around with this viewport. You want it to be when the viewport is at the bottom there. So it's when it's just entering or at the bottom. This thing confuses me a bit. It's not that clear, but we'll experiment with it and find out the best one that works for us at the moment. Right, the last time I did it, so I had to experiment a lot. So section red enter, choose that from what effect. So it's be what effect is going to be. So from scale like this, and it's going to be what to this box. So transition, what's the effect you're going to have? Let's go. Then you can add another section again, and this section red leave to I don't want it to be when it leaves. I said the opacity goes away, scales down a bit, and it goes it's offsets 100, something like that, or minus 100. I don't know. So now we're just going to experiment with this. Let's see. So you see, so when it's entered, when the frame was, you can see when it's entered, that's when it happened at the bottom of the frame. And when it's about to leave, you can see this is at the bottom of the frame again, it's about to leave, and that's when it did that. So that's how this effect works. If we come over here and change it again to when it's at the top here, you see it's be different. Enter, leave. So can you see what I'm talking about now? It's at the bottom of the frame. So I guess what I'm going to say now is that if you want it to be the fastest, you choose the bottom of the frame. That's when it works fast. That's logic. That's actually logic. And if you can keep that logic in mind as you're doing this thing, the best thing you're going to do now is just like, okay, now that I've started assessment this, you duplicate this, bring it the way down. You get the colors. So colors, take over a new color for the yellow card. So you choose green and choose pink. Let's say choose green and pink. So I'm going to leave this one here. Green and pink. This red. So call this one yellow card yellow card leave, yellow card enter. And since this is all absolute positioning, it can be laid out anyhow. And so let's bring it way down. So yeah, so where's yellow card enter? What's this? I can't even see very well. Yellow card enter. So this yellow card enter. So bring it to the center here, something like that. So want it to interact. So this is still the red card. This is the red card leave. Yellow card enter is going to come before red card leaves. This is how they're going to overlap without making it look more interesting. If you make everything come after one or the other, it's going to be like linear as expected. But when you make it overlap, that's when it becomes interesting. So yellow card enter, and you're going to have yellow card leave over here as well. It's going to be at the bottom of this one. And now let's try that out again. So come over here, effects, scroll transform, section in view. Oh, that's true, I've not even fixed this. So yellow card enter, it's going to change to, so it's using yellow enter and yellow leave, yellow leave. Oh. Okay, sorry about that. Now they come to yellow, orange card. Apparently it's orange I used. So section in view, select the section, yellow enter, start from what? You start from 0.5, you can go the way to 0 depending on what you want. And when it's leaving, so to what? This to make sure it is 1 it should be okay. And the animation you want, you can always fine-tune animation however you want, the speed and everything. I just leave it the way it is right now. I can't think so much about that. And then select the next section, yellow leave, and then to what do you want it to look like? So you can reduce the opacity, reduce the scale, opacity 0, reduce the scale 2, and bring this one to the top, so minus 200 or something. So yeah, that's it. And now let's play it again. So you see, enter, leave. Can you see? And yeah, and once we finish that, now let's do that for every single one of them except the last one. The last one doesn't need this animation. It's good without it. So come to green card. So we're going to come by again, duplicate. But let's say you can leave this thing alone. So let's call this the green card. Green card leave. And so we're gonna select this two, drag all the way down. This green card enter, and green card leave will be all the way near here. Make it up again small. Give it different color again, just so we can identify it. That's the point of the color for identification. And green card leave. In fact, there's so many colors and I still struggle with picking colors. So green card enter, choose green, and green card leave, green. And now when we bring it all the way here, green card, effects, so transform, and scroll, section of view, bottom here, green card enter from this. So let's just use 7.3. That you can even add offset so that it can be 200 because it was down before it comes up. This gives it more better 3D kind of view somehow. And go back to it is okay here. Then it's not the transition. That's okay. Add section. Select green card leave effects. Now you take it all the way down again. And you can give it school transform again. 200 something. Yeah, we didn't scale it down. So scale it down. Yeah. So now with all of this, I'm sure we've made something very cool. Let's see. And if the timing is not fitting your vibe somehow, for example, now there's a way timing of this one does. So one, you see it comes here. I want it as it comes here. This one goes backwards a bit, not scroll a bit to find out. This one too, same thing. And you can tighten it up. That's a good thing. You can tighten it up. If you want to tighten it up, you come over to red card leave, red card enter. So let's make enter above leave, enter above leave, enter above leave. Yeah. So red card enter, cool. Red card leave. And you can just bring it all the way up closer to yellow card enter, yellow card leave, and yellow card leave. A bit up, green card enter, green card enter. Make it a bit down here, I guess, or bring it up with that one, and green card leave. And let's see how it looks like now. So I don't know. What I'm just trying to say is that you can now be more interactive with it. Now your question may be, this cannot go on the left side. Yes, it can't, because this timeline stuff is showing there. So what do? You use the opacity, and so it's not be visible. And you come back to styles again, and you give it cursor events, pointer events, none. So that way it's not going to show up bottom of the cursor on the screen, and it's not going to disturb anybody as they're scrolling through the page. That's important. And then you can make this responsive if you want to. My one trick for responsiveness is that I don't like, so if I go for phone now, and if you play it, there's a way it looks like on phone. I don't like the whole scrolling stuff on phone. I don't like it. So instead what I do is I just come over to the phone, scroll container. I move it quickly and I turn back to relative, and that removes everything. And also what I might do is that sometimes you notice that even after removing that, you'll see if you play it, it still has this animation in it. It's mobile. Let's not make animations on it. So I'm going to move over to all these ones. I'll just remove this. And the good thing about Framer is that it doesn't affect it. So this thing, it still does what it does. And then when you move to mobile phone, it doesn't do that anymore. It's just there. Perfect. So that's the way I approach the screen interactions. Now what you do is just design the card inside it and make it look better and more copy graphics and everything. I'm just showing the basics and the technical stuff. And that's how I did this with this animation as well. So this is, I'm going to release it as a template coming soon. So if you like that, stay tuned to my Twitter profile and you'll find that out soon, shortly. But with that said, I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know what you want me to make next. Tell me if you say complex tutorial or complex animation online and you want me to recreate it with Framer or Webflow, tag me to it. I'll be sure to do that. With that said, I'll see you next one. Have a great day. Bye.